What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the sort of a DFS Soccer Recap. I'm Alex Hooper, just going to recap this weekend in DFS Soccer, as if that wasn't obvious. If you're new here, that's actually what we do. Tom isn't joining us this week. He took kind of a light week, as did I, for my normal standards. I normally play 10% of that bankroll every day, every slate, relative to what I have and what I can manage, and I hit the brakes a little bit today. So you'll probably see why later in the video. Let's just dive into the week. Nothing special about today's episode. We're just actually going to look at what happened. Take a look at Sofa's score here. Looking at Saturday. We knew this going in. We knew going into the weekend that it was going to be a Manchester City slate, and boy, was it. That Liverpool-Brighton match also on there, which was maybe the worst match of the weekend for me, just because I had Mo Salah captained, and he was flagged off on the first goal. And then, of course, the late penalty erased all of my Allison GPP lines. So VAR got me twice there. It also got me in the City match on the first Ferran Torres goal, where he and Gabriel Jesus were clearly onside. And, of course, I had Ferran Torres in all of my classic lines. So that burned me. But for the most part, we were all right. We'll take a look at what happened. The Riyad Mahrez clean sheet, hat trick, rather, and the clean sheet for Ederson. Had both of those in my showdown lineup. I actually played Ederson in cash, which is one of the dumbest things to do. Don't do that. Maybe do it against Burnley. Maybe do it against Sheffield. Other than that, I don't know that I'm ever going to do that again. Not a whole lot of fun. Everton Leeds was a surprise until Rafinha scored late. We thought maybe that was going to be one of the goal-heavy matches on this slate. Maybe City puts up 3, and then this one's just like a 3-3 game stack situation. At least that's what I thought, and that's what I played. And then, of course, West Brom and Sheffield, the offensive showcase that this was until, that was the 13th minute that Gallagher scored. I'm thinking of the double late in that Newcastle match on Friday. But this one was equally boring from then on out. West Brom drops back into a shell as Slaven Bilic tries not to get sacked, and Sheffield just continues to be Sheffield. So let's take a look. Let's see, that's today. That's not what we want. We'll get back there. Yes, this is Saturday, and here is an exercise in futility. This is just a head-to-head that I played. I chose my highest scoring lineup just because I wanted to show what that looked like. And what that looks like is I played a center back and a right back who didn't play because I was doing a lot of late swap. I went on a walk at the start of the Everton Leeds game and got back with like 30 minutes to do late swap and get that showdown in. I figured it would be pretty straightforward. It was for the showdown, but late swap, I was going contest by contest, trying to win tickets, trying to find the most first place equity and all of that. And then I obviously missed this one, but I could afford to because homie over here, I won't pull his name back up because I'm not trying to embarrass anyone. He played Sterling, Silva, Fernandinho, I didn't think was supposed to start. I think Sterling, maybe Silva, and Aguero were in the projected lineups. Obviously, Aguero missed because of Diego Maradona's death. Laporte, obviously. If you're going to go full City stack, at least have the patience to check out the lineups in the first match, I guess. But I'm not trying to put anyone on blast. That's not why I'm here. It's not what I'm doing. On my side, I mean, this was basically what you thought it was going to be. I think I had Sterling and Aguero in before the initial lineups. And then when they came out, Torres was very well priced. Felt like a much better play than Jesus, who was not, and would probably cost you James Rodriguez, who didn't necessarily go off in the same way as Mahrez or KDB ever will. But you had to get him in on this slate. Lugadinha out. He was going to have like a monopoly and then some. He was going to take everything. And obviously he's going to be on the front foot against a team in Leeds who has had some moments that they're not that great. So you had to play him there. I don't know that you had to play Richarlison or anything like that. You had to stack City. So you were kind of forced into that area. Pereira for 6,900, that stood out. That felt right from Jump Street. Again, like another guy against a horrible team. I'm just going after Sheffield every time I see him on a slate now. I don't care who plays them. I'm going to find a way to get exposure against them. And Pereira was Pereira. That's what he does against a bad team. Blasted crosses in. I mean, he had the chance, front foot the whole match, everything like that. And then I went cheap keeper and got lucky and got a clean sheet with 8 saves. You'd love to see it. And that's how you win when you don't start people. Kind of like the guy who won the last week's Gio was so goal, and he took down 10,000 or whatever it was just doing that. So let's look at a different contest. This was my highest scoring GPP lineup. Again, with John Stone going after Sheffield in some way, shape, or form, and their offense, Burnley's offense. Like, I'm just trying to target that in any way that I can if it's fiscally doable. I paid up a little bit for John Stone, and I didn't have to, but it still worked out. Played Alioski and Holgate. Holgate, that was a punt, obviously. Alioski was cheaper than I wanted. I wanted a Stuart Dallas or Luke Ayling here just because of the matchup. But I had to pay for Alioski if I wanted to fit these top 4 guys. Max Lowe, obviously, a punt as well. Let's take a look at last blows, what he did. Ben Mendy. If you got that Ben Mendy goal, you were golden. Alex Iwobi was a great play at 3,400. He hit his value, I guess. And then Alioski, again, just trying to fit people in the same lineup as me, except Mendy and Iwobi for Holgate and Lowe, which was objectively a better choice anyway. If I would have known that I could have fit that, if I would have seen that build, I might have landed on it, although we were kind of avoiding Mendy. Mendy, Ramsdale, and good one. All right, that's a full Man City stack. So that was basically the game for Saturday. We'll get to that. Don't be alarmed by that number. This was today. Kind of a weird one. I guess I should look at Sofa first, but you see what the goals are. Obviously, we don't need to cover that Spurs-Chelsea DFS masterclass. That kind of happened to be exactly what I thought it would be, even though I was playing Kane here for upside. I believe I had to come back in this one, and that's why I ran Kane out there. I don't know how I possibly did that, though, looking at it. Oh, Reece James, that's why. I can't believe I won this, honestly, after what this guy caught the first game. Ben Davies, wow. Caught a lot of subs today, even though I played one yesterday myself. Rashford bailout goal. Sorry, I'm all over the place here. Rashford bailout assist to Cavani at the end. Again, Cavani, so that's what? 3 goals on this entire slate from starters. One's from Bruno. And then, what, James Ward-Prowse had one. And this is why I normally look at Sofa, because I'm forgetting who scored the second for Southampton. Let's go to the tape. Look at today. You're all screaming at me. It was this guy, you idiot. Oh, Jan Bednarek. That's who it was. How did I forget that? The one guy that I always punt with, if I ever need a punt center back, it's Jan Bednarek, because I think I looked on RotoWire one time and he had an abnormally high floor for a 2,600 defender. And by abnormally high floor, I'm talking 5 points a match median, as opposed to 3 or 3.2 or less. So I always rolled with him when I saw he scored it. I had him somewhere, and he came through for me. So, I mean, that's really all you had this week. Not a lot of goals to go around unless you were Man City, which is how I prefer it. That's usually a good week for me. Again, you see that number flash on the screen there. Let's take a look while we have it. Let's take a look at Monday's slate. We're going to do sort of a DFS preview, which is not what we set out to do. But let's take a look. Yeah, I'll play the $275 2-footed tackle. I'm sure Pew and Saramek and all guys won't just absolutely torch me. I'm not playing this. There's no way I'm playing this. It's well above my bankroll, which you may have been able to see up here at some point. It's worse than it was. All right, so we got Fulham, Leicester. We got Villa, West Ham. I think just looking at that, I haven't looked at the odds yet. Leicester 2-0, Villa 2-1, or 2-2, or 1-1. I think there's going to be goals here. I think there's going to be goals in this Villa-West Ham match for sure, just looking at it, especially on Monday Night Football. That doesn't have anything to do with it. But I want to put the total at I put the total at 2 3/4, and I'll say hammer the over. I wouldn't hammer the over, but I'd feel good about the over. So Vardy's expensive. Antonio's expensive. Bowen against Villa. I hate at that price, but I still might play him because where else do you go on this slate? Lookman, not bad at 6,400 if he's still taking the majority of sets for Fulham. Haller's price probably went up. If Benrahma plays, that's still probably too expensive. Cavallero, I don't know what his health situation is, but he was on some sets. 4,800 if he played and was on sets. I'd love it. But Iheanacho, if he started, I would play him at that for sure. But we're going to get Jamie Vardy. This is where you're going to spend most of your money. Jack Grealish. That's plug. I don't know if they're hurt. Again, I haven't researched this slate at all. I was just here, so I thought I'd look at it. And we're going to preview it a little bit. That's 1, 2. That's 3. I feel pretty good about my lineup already. Joe Bryant at 5,100. I don't think he's even been playing. Matty Cash at 45 isn't the worst. Justin depends on his situation. Andy Robinson, 42. Not terrible, but probably not against Leicester. Target at 39. Again, I like Villa here. I like Villa and West Ham. I'll probably end up with a lot from that match, if I'm being honest. And we're at center backs, Tim Ream. Love Tim Ream. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably pay up a little bit here. Let's say Matty Cash. Let's plug in our cheapest keeper. Sorry. Just plug that in because that's what we want to do. Just to see what the rest of our lineup looks like, and we can pay up later if we want. Antonio, ugh. Honestly, I don't do it often. I usually fade Jamie Vardy a ton. That's probably where I'll go here. And at this point, I'm trying to punt this for now. Who's the Cordova-Reed? We want the cheapest potential starter. And then let's see where we're at in utility. Sorry, I keep doing that. Ghazi. I mean, I don't love much down here. Lanzini, if he started. Declan Rice, if I want to punt up. Harrison Reed. And Josh Onuma, baby, former Spur. I'd love to go there. Ben Johnson. Let's just look at Declan Rice as a punt and see how high we can get a keeper. We can't. If I wanted to go with Martinez, which I think there's going to be goals in that game. So again, I'd probably just go to Areola here. Maybe go back up here. Oof. Yeah, this is kind of a wasteland. Anyway, I'm tipping my hand a little bit. That's probably going to be my build. Something close to it. So that was sort of a DFS preview of what my exact line is going to be tomorrow at 12:30. I was going to take a look at Roto Tracker before I wrap this thing up. I'm trying to keep them a little shorter and sweeter here. But I will do this. If you don't have Roto Tracker and you're watching this video, you're obviously seeking out information enough on how to go about your day in DFS. And you should be using Roto Tracker. If you care this much, you should figure out what you're good at. So let me show you how to use it. You sign in. I'm not going to show you how to do that because you're an adult. I go to contests, history, right here, download entry history on the desktop. You just bang, take a couple of seconds, it'll load, perhaps. But while we're over here, there's that alarming number again, which I will explain away. Well, we're still waiting for it to download. So this number includes quite a bit of money in tickets. And I did not do well in the Champions League this week. And that's where most of that was. So I won tickets that were 15 apiece. I probably paid 6, 7, 8 apiece for them over time with what I won and lost in satellites. So that number is a lot lower, but it still wasn't good. It was not a great day. So, okay, so here's the uploads. You go here, bang, drag, drop. I'll upload it. I can't see it because my face is in the way. There we go. We're good. Now we'll go back to the dashboard and see how bad things really were. Or not. Still waiting. processing. We're all right. 388. Surprised that's all I played. Now let's look at how bad it was. Wow, it looks even worse. Yeah, so not a great week for me. And this happens. Yikers. I got no problem with that. How bad's it been in the month? Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. This was a good day. Still not great since then, though. Not great. But you can figure everything out in here, man. I know I kind of screwed around with it last week, but, I mean, you're popping over here. Let's see. I want soccer, obviously, here. Bang. Toss that in there. All right, how am I doing in head-to-heads? Better than I thought. All right. How are we doing in GPPs? Pretty good. It's been pretty good. Pretty good sailing there. Had a couple of wins, whatever. Like, I don't, here, you want to see it? I play a lot of double ups. Ain't doing so hot. That's lifetime. So maybe I got to change things up. And that's what you want to look at while you're here. This is the kind of stuff that you want to know. I mean, I can look at other sports. I can do this. I can search, like, how am I doing in EPL double ups? Not great. Not great. What am I doing in Bundesliga? Not as bad. How am I doing in Bundesliga? Wow, am I really that bad in Bundesliga? I thought I was good in Bundesliga. See, we're learning today. And that's the point. Am I all right? Okay. That's everything. That's including those big ones. So anyway, you can figure that sort of stuff out. You can figure out, I can get a graph of, what kind of things that I'm playing. Obviously, GPP, if you hit, you're going to be in a good place. It looks like head-to-heads. Looks like I shouldn't be playing double-ups and I should be playing head-to-heads. And then obviously GPP is what it is. If I could get that y-axis down, it'd be a little, tell me a little more. You got to take the outliers out. So, but anyway, that's just a quick crash course on Roto Tracker and why you should be over there. Just take a look at my week and, well, don't look for the results. But I mean, I just found 3 or 4 things out just by looking at it, checking in for a while, for the first time in a while, I should say. And that's why you do it. So, all right, that's going to wrap things up for this week. We just want to do a quick recap. Shout out to the guys over at Fantasy Sports Insight for hosting this video for the first time. I think this is our new home. You can catch me on my channel. Like and subscribe. Definitely like and subscribe on FSI and get involved over there if you want to talk to me, want to talk to Gator. I don't know that I'm officially a part of the team, but I'm part of the family, and I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. So until next week. Okay.